Nothing says intellectual depth like an atheist comment section, right? Christians often say the strangest things, and there's always that classic, you stopped believing in God because you're hurt. Or the phrase, you're just angry at God. How about this one? How do you define God? There are over 45,000 different Christian denominations in the world. How is it, as a Christian, that you can define God? And what about this comment that also sometimes gets thrown at me by Christians? You're just on Satan's payroll. Let's discuss these comments and my reactions to each. It's gonna be one hell of a ride. Welcome to Secular Strike Back. I'm Toothless Grin Kim. So let me hit pause for a second. First off, I get it, internet strangers. It's hard to look at my face and not assume I'm a ticking time bomb of trauma. But let's play a little game. What if I cut all ties with my entire family? Which I've done. No calls, no birthdays, no Thanksgiving. Ever. And then someone says, "Oh, you must be denying their existence. That's not how DNA works." Wrong. My DNA is a love letter from my bloodline. Birth certificates, death certificates, DNA tests, driver's licenses, high school diplomas. That's not a conspiracy, Karen. That's evidence. And if I'm no contact with my family, does that mean I just deny their existence? No. It means I'm choosing to walk away from a narcissistic family tree where I was the scapegoat. Same goes for God. If he existed, I'd say he's pretty bad at staying in touch. No letters, no DMs, no, "hey, I'm real and here to give you free hugs" vibes. Just a 2,000-year-old book written by Bronze Age guys who liked to throw things. But let's get real. Christians say I'm angry at God? No, I'm angry at Christianity. At the way it twists pain into punishment, love into control, and logic into loopholes. Now, I'm not angry. I'm just not buying it. So, okay, second on the list is a comment I heard recently. So, how do you define God? To which I say, let me ask you, how many flavors of ice cream are there? Let's just give an example. Let's just say there's 45,000 or more different flavors. Not that there really is, but we're just say that there's 45,000 or more different flavors. Let's just say there is, for example. Not that there actually is, but let's just say there is. Let's make a comparison. There's more than 45,000 different Christian denominations in the entire world. And in America, we only hear about 5 or so of them, whatever's popular. If God existed, this wouldn't be a game of guess who. If he wanted to talk, he'd show up like a superhero. But nope. Instead, it's 45,000 or more definitions of God, all written by men in desert tents. One guy says God is a vengeful rageaholic. Another says he's a teddy bear who literally loves everyone, including people who think gay is a sin. But guess what? Both cite the same book. Red Bible guy. God is a karma cop who burns cities to the ground for fashion infractions. Blue Bible guy says God swoons over the LGBTQ plus community. Same book, different vibes. The only thing more consistent than God's personality is the lack of evidence. And yet, you Christians want to know my definition of God like it matters? Try this one. God is a 2,000-year-old opinion poll with bad grammar. But hey, if you want to pick a flavor, go ahead. Just don't act like it's truth unless you can prove it. So now let's discuss Satan. If God made Satan, and Satan is the fallen one, Satan used to be Lucifer in heaven, then God is the owner of the evil corporation. And in the story of Job, God is the CEO who lets the evil manager recognize life just to see if he'll still smile. So picture this. You're the boss of a company. You hire a manager named Satan. He's like, hey boss, can I fire all of your employees, burn the warehouse, and sue the guy who's just trying to work here? I'm doing a team building exercise. And the boss is like, sure, go ahead, but not the guy himself. Just test his loyalty. If God is all-knowing, which he claims to be based on vibes, then why test Job? That's like hiring a forklift operator and saying, I'm going to let him crash into walls to see if he's a good forklift driver. If he survives, I'll promote him. And then after Job loses everything, God's like, here, have a new family. They come with a 50% discount on trauma. Meanwhile, Satan's got a golden handshake. God's like, great job wrecking that dude's life. We'll call this a performance bonus. It's a CEO who outsources evil to keep a perfect resume. And now Christians are mad at me for not buying stock in this nonsense. And now we're diving into the crazy world of Christian conspiracies. You know, the ones where they think I'm on Satan's payroll? Yeah, I know. It sounds like a bad Netflix original series. But bear with me, because we're about to debunk this nonsense and have a blast doing it. So grab some popcorn, sit back, and let's get ready to strike back at the absurdity. So, I've been getting these comments on my Atheist podcast saying I'm on Satan's payroll. Now, as an atheist, I have to ask, if God doesn't exist, then Satan can't exist either. I mean, according to Christian mythology, God created Satan, aka Lucifer, and then kicked him out of heaven for being a bad boy. But if there's no God, then there's no Satan. It's like saying I'm working for a company that doesn't exist. It's absurd. So let's imagine a scenario where Satan is the manager of a company called Satan's Deceivables. God is the owner of the company, and Satan is just carrying out God's orders. But here's the thing. If God doesn't exist, then the company doesn't exist either. It's like a big game of cosmic make-believe. And if I'm not working for a company that doesn't exist, then how can I be on Satan's payroll? Think of it like this. Imagine you're applying for a job at a company. You need to fill out an application, have an interview, and then get hired. But what if the company doesn't exist? You can't apply for a job that doesn't exist, right? It's the same with Satan's payroll. If God doesn't exist, then Satan can't be hiring employees to deceive people. It's a big, fat, logical fallacy. And what would be the point of working for Satan anyway? According to Christian mythology, the pay would be an eternity of punishment in a fire pit. No thanks. I think I'll stick to my atheist podcast, where the only punishment is dealing with trolls in the comments section. So who's really doing the deceiving here? Is it Satan or is it God? According to Christian mythology, God is the one who created Satan and gave him the job of deceiving people. But if God doesn't exist, then it's the Christians who are doing the deceiving. They are the ones who are perpetuating this myth and trying to get others to buy into it. It's like a big game of cosmic deception, where Christians are trying to convince others that Satan is real and that I'm working for him. But it's just all a big facade. There's no Satan, no God, and no payroll. It's just a bunch of made-up nonsense designed to control people's minds and actions. So here's the dirt, folks. When Christians say you're angry at God or demand a definition, they're gaslighting themselves. They cling to a belief system that's riddled with contradictions and then act surprised when we don't take it seriously. But guess what? We're not the ones needing proof. They are. Can you prove your God exists? Nope. Can you show evidence he intervenes in the real world? Nope. Is your holy book consistent? Or does it contradict itself so much it needs 45,000 different interpretations? Still no. So what's the real scheme here? Is it Satan's payroll, or is it the Christian machine that's churning out propaganda and deception? I think it's the latter. Christians are trying to convince others that they have the truth, when in reality, they're just perpetuating a myth. It's like a big cosmic Ponzi scheme where they're trying to get others to invest in their made-up narrative. But we're not buying it, folks. We're not falling for the deception. As atheists, ex-Christians, skeptics, and secular humanists, we know that the truth is out there, and it's not in the Bible. It's in science, reason, and critical thinking. So let's keep striking back against the absurdity, and let's keep seeking the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. Thanks for watching, folks. If you're an atheist, ex-Christian skeptic, or secular humanist, or even deconstructing, I want to ask you, what do you think is the most absurd thing about the Satan's payroll myth? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're a Christian, I want to ask you, don't you think it's time to wake up and smell the coffee? The truth is out there, and it's not in the Bible. So here's my challenge to all the atheist ex-Christians and fellow secular storm chasers out there. Next time a Christian tries to play the "you're just hurt" card, hit them with my family analogy. If they ask for your definition of God, send them to the 45,000 flavors store. And if they bring up Satan's resume, remind them that God's the real evildoer in this whole saga. We don't need faith in fairy tales. We don't need faith in fairy tales to build a better world. We need evidence, logic, and the courage to say, nope, that's not working for me. So drop your thoughts in the comments. How do you dismantle a Christian's nonsense? Do you have a go-to analogy? Tell me. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Secular Strike Back, the only show where I try not to make my ex-Christian family cry. Yet. If you enjoy the podcast and you live in the United States, please consider supporting it by making a $3 monthly donation by going to my Patreon and becoming a member. The link is in the description below. I also now have a newsletter, a blog, a merch store, and a website. The links to those are also in the description. Once again, this is Secular Strike Back. I'm your host, Toothless Grin Kim, and I look forward to the next time we talk. Bye.